clear? You're just being detained right now.
You won't believe how an 18-year-old thought he could walk out with $5,000. But the bank had other plans.
All right, you're being lawfully detained right now while we investigate a fraud investigation.
Fraud?
Yep.
Why is that?
Everything will be explained to you.
I mean,
Right now you're not free to go and you're being lawfully detained. I'm gonna reach your rights, all right?
And here's where it gets interesting. Elliot tried to cash a $5,000 check from a woman in New Jersey, claiming it was payment for some house flipping work. On the surface, it seemed legit, but the banker immediately noticed some red flags. For starters, Elliot had just opened the account 2 weeks ago and hadn't made a single deposit. That alone raised suspicions. Then came the kicker. When the bank contacted the check owner, she flat out denied ever writing it. That's when things started to spiral. Instead of outright refusing, the teller used a clever stalling tactic. She pretended to verify the check while secretly calling the police. Elliot, thinking he was in the clear, had no idea he was walking straight into a trap. This part blew my mind because it shows how one sharp decision can stop a scam before it even leaves the counter. The bank's vigilance wasn't just about following rules. It was about noticing small details that scammers often overlook. What would you have done if you were the teller? Would you risk calling it in like that or confront him directly?
where's the front? Can I see that?
Yes, this is the check that we have. She lives in New Jersey. She's in New Jersey now.
Okay, she says she never wrote this check out.
She never wrote that check. He said it's for, she has repairs. I do have the check, yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Subject came in, approached the teller. I am the assistant manager here. The teller wanted further verification after looking at the subject's identification and the check. I realized that it may be a stolen check. So I proceeded to contact the customer.
Is there a reason why you thought it was a stolen, you said? I'm sorry.
Yes, because of the location.
Because this was in New Jersey.
A New Jersey check, yes.
So there's a little flags you saw?
Correct.
Okay.
Just when it seemed like Elliot might get away with it, the police arrived. And this is where things got tense. Officers walked into the bank to find him still at the counter, completely unaware he was stepping right into a trap. You could almost see the panic starting to set in. The officers read him his Miranda rights, but that didn't stop Elliot from spinning stories. And here's the first twist. His first excuse was that the check was payment for construction work on a Boca Raton property. It sounded plausible at first, but as the police started asking more questions, cracks began to appear in his story. What's crazy is how quickly his lies started to unravel. Elliot kept adding details, trying to cover gaps, but he had no proof, no documents, no contacts, nothing to back him up. Every claim raised more suspicion than the last, and the officers were seeing through it. Have you ever seen someone try to talk their way out of a lie like that? It's almost like watching a slow-motion train wreck. Every word just digs the hole deeper, and this is only the beginning.
Because him and his cousin like to flip rundown apartments, houses, correct? Okay, if I'm wrong at any point, correct me, okay? Please. Okay, so he's staying in West Palm. He didn't want to cash the check in West Palm because he didn't want to get robbed. But for whatever reason, he couldn't stop in Lantana, Buena Beach, Delray, any other city that wasn't between West Palm and the city of Boca Raton. He for whatever reason, it's just random. Now, if I understand correctly, apparently in our city, in the city of Boca Raton, there's a lot of rundown apartments that need fixing that he can flip. And he needed to cash the check for $4,950 in our city.
And here's where it gets even stranger. Elliot's story started to crumble in real time. At first, he claimed, I flip houses, this is payment. Sounds believable, right? Except the check owner quickly shot that down. She didn't own any properties in Florida. Boom, just like that. His first excuse was exposed as a lie. Not willing to give up, Elliot tried a second version. A company hired me. But when pressed, he couldn't even name the company or provide any proof. No emails, no contract, nothing. Every follow-up question just made his story look weaker. The officers could see right through it, and you could almost feel Elliot's panic rising. Then came the final, most bizarre excuse. A random guy on a Tampa beach gave me the check. He described the man as Haitian with dreads, driving a dark red EV, and claimed he was promised $1,500 for cashing it. But here's the problem. He had no way to contact this mysterious person. No number, no social media, nothing. Every detail he gave only made him sound less credible. It's crazy to watch someone try to patch lies over lies, thinking they'll hold up under questioning. Every new version contradicted the last, and the officers patiently dismantled it piece by piece. What would you have done if you were in the police officer's shoes? Could you stay calm while watching someone flounder through a web of lies? Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for Elliot, the interrogation was about to hit its next shocking stage.
You were set to make what? $1,500? $1,000. So they gave you one check for $1,000 is what you were gonna get. Think about how many checks they're giving out to people, how much money they're making. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But wait, it's about to get way more shocking. Once Elliot's conflicting stories started piling up, the officers went into full detective mode. They calmly pointed out the flaws that anyone could see, but that he didn't think through. First, they asked the obvious question. Why would a stranger hand him a $5,000 check? It wasn't a tip, it wasn't a gift. This was serious money. Then came the logistics. How did this random man even coordinate a trip from Tampa to Boca Raton? Each question peeled back another layer of his shaky excuses, leaving Elliot scrambling for answers. And here's the kicker. After relentless questioning, Elliot finally started to break. He admitted he knew it was shady, but he thought he could get away with it. Classic first-time scammer thinking. It'll be fine. Nobody will notice. But the officers weren't convinced this was just a one-off mistake. Even though it was his first offense, they suspected he might be connected to a larger fraud ring. The interrogation shows the power of patience and logic. Instead of getting angry or aggressive, the officers let him talk himself into a corner. Every lie he told was dissected, every detail questioned, and slowly, the truth started to emerge. It's almost like watching someone trapped in their web of lies, and you can't look away. Have you ever seen someone unravel like this, thinking they were smarter than everyone else? Just when it seemed the truth was fully exposed, Elliot's fate was about to take the next turn, one that would land him in serious legal trouble.
Washing a check, that's a felony. And fraud, that's another felony. The amount is over $750, so another felony. So right now you're looking at 3 felonies alone, yourself.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse for Elliot, reality hits hard. After piecing together all the lies, the officers placed him under arrest. And it wasn't just a slap on the wrist, he was hit with serious felony charges. First up, grand theft for taking over $750. The N uttering a forged check, because that $5,000 check wasn't legitimate. And finally, fraudulent use of personal ID, a charge that can carry serious consequences even for a first-time offender. Each charge alone is enough to put most people on edge, but combined, Elliot was staring at potential prison time. To make matters worse, the police seized his phone as evidence, That wasn't just about this one incident. They planned to track down any possible accomplices, uncovering whether Elliot was part of a bigger scam network. Every message, call, and contact could tie him to further criminal activity. It's wild to think how quickly a seemingly easy $5,000 turned into a life-altering event. Elliot went from thinking he could bluff his way through the bank to realizing that one poor decision can snowball into felony charges and serious legal consequences. Have you ever seen someone get caught so fast, even on their first offense? Just when it seemed his story was over, the lessons were still unfolding. And here's why Elliot's plan completely fell apart. First, the bank's vigilance played a huge role. Staff were trained to spot red flags, like an out-of-state check and a brand new account with no deposits. Those small details might seem minor, but they made all the difference. Then there were Elliot's mistakes. He had no backup story when the police questioned him, and every lie he told just contradicted the last. On top of that, he left digital traces everywhere: phone records, security cameras, making it easy for investigators to track him. It's a reminder that even the smallest digital footprint can be used against you. Finally, the police tactics were key. They didn't rush or get aggressive. They used patience, logic, and careful questioning to break down his story piece by piece. Elliot trapped himself by underestimating the people around him. Have you ever seen someone make so many mistakes in such a short time? It's almost like watching a perfect storm of errors unfold.
We're gonna search you before we put you in the
Yeah.
vehicle. 'Cause you understand? You understand you're under arrest, right? Yeah. Okay. Spread your feet for me, sir. A little bit more, wider than that. You're gonna have to go wider. A little bit wider. Yep. I'll show you right there, like that.
You hold me if I fall?
100%. What do you think my hand is here? You see what I'm saying? Look, I got my leg and my arm, making sure you don't fall, bro.
I'm not trying to use
I know, bro. You good?
shit.
I get it. I get it,
It's
bro.
all love, bro. I didn't even.
I feel you. Listen, I get it. I get it.
Hey, so listen, I'm not asking this to be funny, right? I ask everybody this before I put them in my car. I'm gonna pat you down. Is there anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, or harm me? Okay.
No.
So that covers
I just
anything
have
on.
blinders.
Just hear me out. Anything that covers anything on the outside of your body. Do you have anything on the inside of your body?
Now, zooming out a bit, this isn't just a one-off story. South Florida is a hotspot for check fraud, and scammers often recruit young, inexperienced mules like Elliot to do their dirty work. They target people who don't fully understand the risks, promising quick cash that almost always ends in trouble. Law enforcement is aware of these patterns and is stepping up efforts with advanced tracking methods. From monitoring phone records to tracing suspicious checks, authorities are cracking down hard to prevent scams before they spread. This is why even first-time offenders can find themselves facing serious felony charges. They're not just stopping at the individual, they're looking at the bigger network. It's a tough reality. Scams that seem simple or risk-free on the surface can have far-reaching consequences. Florida's banks, police, and investigators are all on high alert, making it harder than ever for anyone to think they can get away with fraud. So, the next time someone offers you an easy $5,000, remember Elliot's story and ask yourself, is it worth it? Elliot Garcia's failed scam is a clear warning. Crime doesn't pay. Between sharp bankers, patient police, and digital trails, fraudsters rarely get away clean. So, what's your take on this story? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more wild, real-life cases.